Today, some clips from ARK Invest, a recent discussion. Tasha Keeney and Cathie Wood sharing their opinions. First, Tasha on when Optimus will actually start to have an impact on Tesla's earnings, and then Cathie Wood on the potential Tesla xAI merger.
We know that Tesla is very serious about scaling the Optimus platform. We heard in the last earnings call that they are dedicating what was previously the Model S and X production lines to Optimus.
This is true, and the reason for this really just comes down to speed. Tesla has existing space in existing factories that they can reuse to begin ramping up production for Optimus much faster than if they were to start building new expansions at some of their factories for production. The Model S and X were very low volume vehicles, but also quite profitable. In fact, they could have continued to produce them. Nice little side income stream, a very profitable side income stream, but they've obviously made the decision to delete the S and X just to get moving even faster on Optimus, which tells you everything you need to know about what they believe the longer term potential is for the humanoid robots.
With low volume production beginning this summer, scaling to high volume next summer is the plan. In terms of the impact on earnings, we do expect robotaxis to dominate the Tesla story, particularly the Tesla valuation story, over the next 5 years. We think that robotaxis could be a very cash flow generative business. We could see high single digit to double digit thousands of dollars of cash flow off of this business per year per car.
That is quite a range in terms of estimates on potential profit per robotaxi per year. High single digit thousands up to almost 10,000 into the 2-digit thousands, which could be all the way up to $99,999 per year. Be right back. So I've done a little bit of digging, found a fairly recent clip of Tasha talking about a Tesla robotaxi potentially doing up to 100,000 miles a year. I'd probably say that's on the higher end, charging $1 per mile. So obviously this is a reasonable scale. So therefore, $100,000 a year in recurring revenue. She then mentions the potential of double-digit thousands in operating profit per car per year. Now, quickly heading over to GitHub, going to download the latest Tesla valuation model from ARK Invest, then have Grok save me some time and a lot of brain power. Just giving these to Grok to analyze, probably be done before the time I finish recording this. Latest version of Grok 4.20 is so fast, even Grok Heavy, which I use exclusively. I'm just going to have Grok analyze every cell in every one of these spreadsheets to try to explain what's going on. The reason that range, anywhere from high single-digit thousand up to just an arbitrary double-digit thousands, is so unbelievably broad. Basically from $10,000 up to $100,000. The only possible explanation for this is if Tasha is covering all of her bases and referencing the absolute worst-case scenario in their Monte Carlo simulation. I believe they did a few thousand to generate the Tesla model. All the way up to the best-case scenario. By the way, looking at that file name, nice. Let's check Grok. Took a mere 27 seconds for this analysis. And this explains it. ARK's bear case from their Monte Carlo simulation is the 25th percentile at $16,000 to $19,000 profit per robotaxi per year. Just giving Grok a new prompt. Robotaxi profits per year at the 5th, 10th, 15th and 20th percentiles, as in even lower, even worse case scenarios. Here's Grok's response. Took just over a minute. By the way, just to be clear, Grok's having to do a lot of extrapolation here. This is the best we can come up with. So these are Grok's derived results from the model's published input ranges, which includes miles per robotaxi, the downside EBIT margin, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, the 5th percentile, we start to touch that high single-digit thousand range. So this seems to explain it. Tasha really covering a basis there. So back to the earlier summaries, 25th percentile bear case, call it $16,000 to $19,000 per year. Base case, $25,000 to $29,000 per year. Bull case, $41,000 to $53,000 per year. I even asked Grok, hey Grok, maybe I'm retarded. Are we sure? Is that what Tasha meant? Was she really just covering the full range of the simulations on robotaxi profit per year? Yes, exactly. Apologies for that detour, but it had to happen. I'm hearing high single-digit thousand and thinking, on what planet is it only up to $9,999 per year, which, by the way, would be an incredible business anyway. And now we know. That was basically the 1 in 20, e.g. the 5th percentile downside scenario from ARK's latest model.
So this will totally change the Tesla business model, and we think will be very profitable for Tesla, turning what were hardware margins into software-like margins for the majority of the company. So Optimus, Akash on our team has done some great work suggesting that we think it could be human proficient on a task basis or human equivalent by late 2028. That is later than what Elon Musk's plans. So you can think again, they plan to increase the task and the proficiency of Optimus in the next 5 years. But just because we think that robotaxis are such a huge opportunity here, we think the global TAM could be over $10 trillion in terms of revenue. That is what we expect to dominate the next 5 years.
What about the next 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, and Tasha, just in terms of sizing the humanoid robot market, I think our current estimate for both the manufacturing or industrial side and home from a revenue generation point of view is 26.5 trillion. It's just a nice tailwind coming on the end of the not end, but as the robotaxis scale, there'll be another scaling opportunity with humanoid robots in the next decade.
Cathie Wood's correct. And I just have to say, a moment of silence for anyone who's ever sold any Tesla stock before robotaxis scaled massively and before Optimus, ARK estimating $26 trillion in revenue on humanoid robots, 50% industrial and the other at home. Wow. Tell you what, it really would be nice if ARK's model extended at least over a 10-year period of time. Obviously, there's a greater deal of uncertainty. But they're acknowledging right now that the Optimus opportunity is colossal. It's going to dwarf Robotaxi. Yet, it doesn't comprise a single dollar of their 2029 estimated fair valuation for Tesla at $2,600 per share. The best we get is Cathie Wood describing it in a very understated manner as a tailwind coming on the back of the colossal robotaxi profits over the next 5 years.
Yes, absolutely. It's a larger opportunity just in terms of timing. Exactly.
I almost spoke too soon. Give us the 10-year model, guys. I mean, fuck. This is the closest I think we've got from ARK Invest. They acknowledge Optimus isn't in their valuation model, but it's a massive opportunity, meaningfully larger than Robotaxi. It's just their mere 5-year time horizon. It doesn't lend itself to substantial enough revenue and profits from Optimus relative to Robotaxi, which is going to be enormous, that it's worth modelling. Damn. Now on to Tesla, SpaceX, xAI, mergers, synergies, monopoly risks. Cathie Wood and Tasha Keeney both will share some thoughts.
Do you believe that it would have made more sense for xAI to merge with Tesla because you could combine those two AI teams? Part one. Part two, given the SpaceX and xAI merger, it gives the appearance that SpaceX may favor deploying space compute to xAI. Could there be a monopoly risk that brews in the future for these two companies?
Sure. I'll start and happy to have others fill in. So, Tesla and xAI, Elon has mentioned in the past that, Grok can act as the orchestration layer for robotaxis and for Optimus. And then more recently, we're hearing more about, macro hard, or what he's now calling digital Optimus, where the two companies can work together. He describes it as Grok is doing the thinking, and digital Optimus is the instinctive part of the mind. So it can process the last 5 seconds of screen time, for instance, on your car and inputs, and use the AI 4 chip to run. So it's basically a system that's deployable at the edge using video input, which we know is sort of an Elon company specialty here.
Tasha, just say it. It's okay to say it. They're inevitably going to merge. You know it. They should. It's inevitable. It's obvious. It makes sense. The two companies, Tesla and xAI, technically SpaceX, which includes xAI, like a couple on a date with a lot of chemistry. They're getting closer and closer and closer until one of them ends up inside the other. Just say it.
So the companies can clearly work together, and we know that Tesla also has plans of building a fab, and they design in-house chips. But we've talked about this before in terms of a possible combination. I mentioned the robotaxi opportunity earlier. We do believe that because we're just in the early innings of robotaxis today, and we expect this to be a massively cash flow generative business, that we think that the public equity investors in Tesla should benefit from that first. So we, it's possible there could be a combination further down the line, but we would, at current support keeping them separate so that we could see robotaxi scale.
Good. She kind of said it. Just to be clear, I agree with Tasha and ARK Invest on this point. And what they're getting at here is Tesla's current market cap, call it if you're lucky, depending on the day, $1.5 trillion. SpaceX likely to IPO at least 1.5, if not maybe $2 trillion. A merger around that point in time would mean roughly 50-50 share of each. But ARK's own models suggest 4 years from now, Tesla could be an $8 trillion-ish company based on their $2,600 per share fair valuation, almost entirely on the back of their robotaxi business. In short, it's in the best interest of Tesla shareholders to get much more bang for buck in the case of a merger between SpaceX and Tesla, or Tesla's market cap to be meaningfully higher than it is today, and to represent a larger slice of the final merged pie.
When it comes to SpaceX, of course, so this is now Tesla can design and produce the chips. SpaceX sends them up. They can power models for xAI. I mentioned that it's possible that these companies could combine in the future. In terms of monopoly risk, well, okay, so Elon has mentioned actually that although probably depends on Tesla's own timeline for chip production, but that SpaceX could send Trainium or TPUs up into space. Of course, we see with innovation in general that it's a huge advantage to be vertically integrated. So it's one reason that these companies could get together. They operate in different markets today, so hard to say anything about any kind of regulatory picture here. But as I mentioned, near term, we expect Tesla to remain separate.
I think just to add a little bit there, it was very interesting. I'm going to say it was maybe 3 or 4 months ago, Tasha, when Elon said on X, I think my companies are converging more than I thought they would. That was our clue that that there would be some movement in this regard. So it's pretty exciting for us because this has been one of our watchwords, convergence. And Brett Winton, our chief futurist, features in our big ideas in a section called The Great Acceleration, a sphere which shows the 5 major innovation platforms around which we've centered our research and investing, and the 14 different technologies involved in these platforms, and shows the convergences between and among them today. If you had looked at the sphere 3 years ago, there would have been fewer lines, connecting the various technologies, and thinner lines, meaning we didn't think they would be as impactful on one another as it turns out they will be. So we're delighted to see Elon Musk moving in this direction.
Seems like Cathie and Tasha believe that it's definitely on the cards, a Tesla-SpaceX merger. Not guaranteed, but if it were to happen, better for Tesla to be worth a few $1 trillion than 1.5, if it's lucky. And finally, just speaking of convergence, just want to put this on the record. I can see this coming from a light year away. xAI will, at some point, find itself working on genomics, longevity, health, disease prevention, gene editing. In that space, there is so much potential for AI to improve people's lives, health, well-being, to reduce suffering. It's only a matter of time. We've got Macro Hard, we've got Grok. xAI has its own video game lab in the works. It's only a matter of time before xAI sports a new entity focused on human health, longevity, and what AI can do with what ARC calls multiomics. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.